Good morning, my dear students. Today, this class, I'm going to teach you the complex sentence, because in our previous classes, I have already discussed before you about simple and compound sentences. So that now I am again going to recap it. Then, simple sentence. Simple sentence means a independent clause. Means you know it that a sentence which consists of a subject and a finite verb is called a simple sentence. For example, birds fly, my mother cooks meal every day, the children got the award. These are the example of simple sentence. And compound sentence, it has been also discussed before you that two simple sentences or two independent clauses are joined by a coordinating or correlative conjunction is called a compound sentence. So, for example, that Ramo worked hard and got first division. This is an example of compound sentence. And also, my mother was ill, therefore he could not cook meal. She could not cook meal. So that there are so many coordinating conjunctions, coordinators we have called it also. Then for compound sentences. And also correlative conjunctions. In my last class, I have discussed it clearly. So that today we shall discuss about complex sentence. Then, now I will give you some examples about complex sentence. Then I will tell you what is complex sentence. There, I know that he is very honest. I know that he is very honest. Then, I have a box which or that contains old clothes. Then, Ramu Babu, who is a bank manager, is my brother. Another example. Then, we arrived home when the sun set. These are the simple example for complex sentence. Because in a complex sentence, we must get or must find a main clause that is called independent clause. Independent, swadhina, mukhya, vakya. Then another subordinate clause. You know, I have also told it last class. Subordinate clause. Subordinate. What is subordinate clause? There is a question. Subordinate clause means dependent clause. Dependent means the clause depends on main clause to express its meaning. Otherwise, the clause will be nonsense or meaningless. Because there is no finite verb there. Means plus tense verb is there. Infinite verb is there. So that it cannot express its meaning independently without taking the help of MC. That is main clause. So that for your example, I have presented before you very simple examples that so there are three kinds of subordinate clauses. So I forgot it that now I will again tell you what is complex sentence. So complex sentence is a sentence which consists a main clause or independent clause or sentence, then one or more than one subordinate clause or dependent clause. So that for your understanding, my father arrived home when the sun set. My father arrived home when the sun set. The main clause is my father arrived home, and when the sun set is the dependent clause or subordinate clause. So in a complex sentence, we must get one main clause and one or more than one subordinate clause. So that there are three kinds of subordinate clauses. First one is noun clause. Then second one is relative clause or adjective clause, and the third one is adverb clause. Then another example for you, in which sentence we get two subordinate clauses. Then you see, when the sun set, listen, when the sun set, we return to the camp where we would spend the night. First part is when the sun set. When the sun set, we arrived to the camp or we returned to the camp where we would spend the night. So in this sentence, the main clause is we return to the camp, because this is independent clause. It does not depend on other parts to express its meaning. And when the sun set, when the sun set, if we speak it again and again so many times, you cannot get its meaning. When the sun set, what happened then? Then, where they would spend the night. Where they would spend the night. What is the meaning of it? So that from this example, we must see or get that in a complex sentence, we have to take or we must get a MC or main clause or independent clause and one or more than one subordinate clauses. So that now we will draw a diagram about sentences. One clause is called simple sentence. More than one clause is called compound sentence and complex sentence. The compound sentence is two independent clauses we take together using a coordinating or correlative conjunction is called a compound sentence. And in complex sentence, one MC main clause or in that is called also independent clause or one or more than one subordinate clause. It's called a complex sentence. So, in your English grammar book, there are activities. Perhaps you can insert the activities which is very easy for you. You can solve it easily because only the discussion is in activity that you have to find out, that is the MC and SC, and that is type sentence, simple, compound, complex. So that in next class we will discuss vividly about, that is subordinate clauses, means noun clause, relative clause and adverb clause. So this much. Thank you all.